All right, so here at Untangled, all we're trying to do is get everyone to serve goodness. And we want you to serve goodness because goodness is a perfect truth. It's a perfect truth because it's both objective and subjective. To understand how that works, we're going to use a type of thinking known as Janusian thinking. It's based on the Roman god Janus, who had one head but two faces that faced in opposite directions. The goal was to get you to think about the same topic in two different ways. And so we're going to think about goodness in one way. And if you think about it in one way, goodness is completely subjective. Everybody's going to have a different version of what goodness is. Your definition of goodness is going to be different than my definition of goodness. And so, in that sense, it's subjective and related to the individual. But at the same time, if you think about it from a different way, everyone is also using the concept of goodness to measure. In essence, if you behave a certain way, you think a certain way, and it's not right to a person, they would say that's not good. And so the idea or the concept of goodness itself is objective because everyone is measuring how they behave, how they think, how they function, how the world should be by some measure of goodness. And I say, whatever that measure is, whatever you're saying, things should be like this, it's supposed to be like this, whatever that measure is, I say is God. And so now we have the question, all right, well, if it's objective and subjective, what about when it's subjective and people think that doing good is doing harm to people and being mean spirited and hurting people? And I would say, well, they already do that. And if people believe that those things are good, we have a name for those people. It's called a demon. And I don't talk to demons. So for me, if you think that goodness is hurting people, it's doing harm to people, I think you're a demon and I'm not talking to you. But for most of us, we believe that goodness is treating people well, taking care of each other, taking care of the world, taking care of all the things that we could. It's to do good as most people would think of good. And I say, serve that. If we can get you to serve that, then we are doing exactly what we want to do at Untangled, getting you to live in a perfect truth that says that goodness is your God.